Look at those drops of herbicide falling onto the cracked, lifeless dirt of a modern backyard. You have been told that these chemicals protect your garden. The truth? They are the exact reason your soil is dying. Now, look at this. Dark, rich, living soil slipping through the calloused fingers of an Amish farmer. Not a single weed in sight, and not a single drop of synthetic poison has touched this ground in over 40 years.
How is it possible that a community using technology from 1850 has cleaner, healthier land than the rest of us using the cutting-edge chemicals of 2024? Because the global agricultural chemical industry, a $34 billion empire, is a treadmill of failure. It is built on a very specific, highly profitable lie. The weeds come, you spray them, the soil degrades, the weeds come back stronger, and you buy more spray. They do not want you to solve the weed problem. Your aching knees every single spring is their revenue stream. You are not a failing gardener. You have been engineered to fail. The secret to the Amish silence, their completely weedless fields, has nothing to do with buying more products. It is a biological assassination technique. But to understand why the very machine sitting in your garage right now is your biggest enemy, we have to go back in time. Back to a dark era when wartime poison was quietly repackaged and sold to us as progress. At the close of the Second World War, the global chemical cartels faced a massive financial crisis. The factories that pumped out synthetic compounds for warfare suddenly had no war left to fight. They were sitting on mountains of defoliants, chemical agents engineered to annihilate enemy jungles. They desperately needed a new market. They needed a new battlefield. And they found it in your backyard. They took the weapons of global conflict, repackaged them with brightly colored labels, and sold them to us as agricultural progress. But the Amish community of Lancaster County rejected this violent propaganda. They held on to a philosophy dating back centuries, a concept known as Gelassenheit. It roughly translates to yielding, to surrendering your ego and submitting to the natural order of the earth. They knew, long before modern science proved it, that fighting nature with violence always ends in your own defeat. For 300 years, they have farmed the exact same plots of land. They do not own expensive rototillers. They do not buy synthetic fertilizers. They rely on something no corporation can patent: time and silent observation. When you look at the deeply calloused hands of an Amish elder, you are looking at generational biological intelligence. They recognize that a weed is not a malicious invader. It is simply nature scrambling to heal an open wound in the soil. When you spray poison, you are just tearing that wound open again. They refuse to fight the war, and by refusing, they win. But the ultimate betrayal of the modern gardening industry does not come from a plastic spray bottle. It comes from the heavy metal machinery they convince you to buy. Because beneath the soil you are standing on right now, there is an invisible sleeping army. 15,000 time bombs per square foot, just waiting for you to make one fatal mistake. Picture a three-dimensional cross-section of the earth beneath your boots. To the naked eye, it is just dirt. But under a microscope, it is a dormant minefield. Agronomists call it the weed seed bank. According to researchers at Michigan State University, a single square meter of garden soil can hold anywhere from 56 to over 15,000 dormant weed seeds. Some of these seeds can survive buried in total darkness for over 50 years. They are biologically programmed to do absolutely nothing until they detect a microsecond flash of ultraviolet light. And that is where the $34 billion industry tricks you into pulling the trigger. When you roll out that heavy rototiller every spring, you are told you are loosening the soil. You are told you are preparing the bed. What you are actually doing is violently churning 15,000 time bombs to the surface and flashing them with the exact wavelength of sunlight they need to detonate. You are intentionally manufacturing the weed problem that you will pay to spray later. But the subterranean sabotage goes much deeper than just weeds. When those metal blades spin at 3,000 revolutions per minute, they are committing a microscopic massacre. They are shredding the arbuscular mycorrhizal fungi. This is the biological highway system of the earth, a vast, invisible network of threads that transport water and essential minerals directly into the root systems of your plants. Worse, the rototiller pulverizes glomalin. Glomalin is a natural biological glue secreted by these fungi. It is the only thing that gives healthy soil its dark, porous, chocolate cake texture. When you destroy the glomalin, your soil physically collapses. The moment the summer heat hits it, it bakes into a solid block of dead concrete. Your plants suffer immune system failure. They starve. And right on cue, the chemical companies step in, offering to sell you bags of synthetic nitrogen to temporarily fix the dead zone you just created. They convince you to break your own soil so they can charge you for the life support. But nature does not need life support. When the soil is left undisturbed, the weeds stay trapped in the dark. But if a weed does manage to sprout, nature has already designed a silent chemical assassin to take it out. If you do not till the soil, the weed seeds stay buried. But what happens to the ones that manage to reach the surface? The chemical companies tell you to buy their spray. But nature has already deployed a biological assassination team. Agronomists call it allelopathy. It is a form of silent botanical warfare. Take cereal rye, for example. When you plant this cover crop to protect your soil, it does not just physically block weeds. It actively hunts them. The root system of cereal rye pumps a highly toxic natural compound called benzoxazenones directly into the surrounding earth. This chemical exudate creates a microscopic dead zone, a toxic halo that inhibits the germination of 95% of competing weed seeds. It is a targeted organic herbicide manufactured for free right under your feet. And the defense system does not sleep. When the sun goes down, while you are resting, a nocturnal army takes over. Researchers at Cornell University have documented the brutal efficiency of nocturnal ground beetles. These predatory insects thrive under the dark canopy of living mulches, like white clover. Every single night, they emerge from the shadows, actively hunting and consuming up to 65% of the weed seeds resting on the soil surface. They are the night watch. But here is the irony that the agricultural industry prays you never realize. When you spray synthetic herbicides, you do not just kill the weeds. You obliterate the beetles. You poison the fungi. You dismantle your own biological army, leaving your garden completely defenseless. The Amish understand this. They use white clover not just to smother the ground, but to pull free nitrogen from the atmosphere. They use rye to poison the enemy. They do not fight the war because they let the plants do the killing for them. Science has proven that nature is a master assassin. But to truly weaponize your soil, you need to know how to feed this system. And next, I am going to show you how to use the trash in your kitchen to completely hack the nutrient cycle of your garden. The agricultural empire wants you permanently tethered to their supply chain. They want you buying plastic sheets and synthetic nitrogen until the day you die. But true food sovereignty begins with the trash in your kitchen. Before you ever put a plant in the ground, you must seal the earth. Forget the expensive $20 landscaping fabric they sell at the hardware store. It suffocates the microbiology and slowly leaches microplastics into your food. You need something that blocks 100% of the light, keeping those 15,000 weed seeds permanently dormant while actively feeding the soil. You need a simple, flattened cardboard box. When you lay plain, unwaxed cardboard over your garden beds and soak it with water, you are locking the enemy in the dark. Within a few months, that cardboard will biologically decompose. It becomes a homing beacon for thousands of earthworms who will rise up to the surface and till your soil for free. But blocking the weeds is only half the battle. You have to feed your crops without buying their synthetic fertilizers. And to do that, you must unlock the chemistry of the dirt. Agronomists call it nutrient lockout. Even if your soil is rich in minerals, a slight imbalance in pH can trap those nutrients, making it biologically impossible for your plants to absorb them. This is where the survival alchemy happens. Take the used coffee grounds from your morning pot. They are highly acidic and packed with nitrogen. Next, go to your fire pit. Take 2 tablespoons of pure hardwood ash. Never use charcoal briquettes or treated wood. Pure ash is intensely alkaline and loaded with potassium and calcium. But here is the biological hack. Do not just throw dry ash on the ground. The sudden chemical reaction will vaporize the nitrogen into ammonia gas and burn the root systems. Instead, dissolve the ash in a liter of water and let it sit overnight. When you pour this liquid ash extract over the coffee grounds inside your planting hole, you create a perfectly balanced, localized biological reactor. You instantly break the nutrient lockout, providing a massive immune boost to your plants for exactly $0. And for the few weed seeds that do blow in on the wind, you use the stale seedbed technique. You water the bare soil, you wait for the weeds to sprout, and while they are still thread thin, you simply scrape the surface. You do not day, you do not till. You assassinate them right when they are most vulnerable. These techniques cost absolutely nothing. They are highly effective, and they are the ultimate act of defiance against a system designed to exploit you. The $34 billion empire wants you at war with your own land. They want you exhausted, dependent, and convinced that survival comes in a plastic jug. But true gardening is not a battle against nature. It is a quiet, powerful act of symbiosis. The Amish knew this 300 years ago. When you stop violently churning the earth, when you use the shadows, the ashes, and the biology already waiting beneath your feet, you do not just grow food, you reclaim your sovereignty.
Turn off the rototiller. Put down the chemical spray. Your soil is alive, and it is waiting to be heard. If you are ready to stop being a customer and start being a master of your own land, subscribe to Reclaimed Nature. In our next transmission, I will show you a universally hated weed growing in your driveway right now that can literally filter toxic lead out of drinking water. The system is fragile. The dirt is forever. I will see you on the other side of the truth.